All right, Teresa. Teresa, where are you from?
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
South Central?
Yes, South Central.
Tell me about your family. Your mom I interviewed the other day.
My mom, she was originally from Las Vegas. They moved out here with her grandmother because her mom died at 16. So they moved here to Los Angeles, and they had some good times, but then awful some bad times too. We all lived with my great grandmother, which is my mom's mother. So it was a lot of people. We were in a 2-bedroom apartment, and my mom had 4 kids. My grandmother had her daughter there. My grandmother had her daughter's husband there. So it was a whole family living in a 2-bedroom apartment on Marlton. So growing up, we were treated well. We weren't abused or anything like that. It's just that my auntie, she got into selling drugs out of my grandmother's house. So, long story short, that right there really made a hard impact on my grandmother because she was old. So when her house got raided and we had to move out, we didn't become homeless or anything. It was just really, really hard on her because now it's financial stability and everything that she's worried about for us, not for anyone else. She's just worried about, the kids in the house. Are they going to have anywhere to go or anything like that? So we moved to Somerset. But when we get to Somerset, everything kind of like turned evil. Like everything was so bad. My aunt, she went right back to selling crack to people. Me, my little sister, my little brother, and my sister, Brittany. She's my older sister. And she got into drugs really bad at like 15, 16. Right after she had her first baby, she was like on it. And I remember her and her boyfriend always up in the middle of the night, doing things, rumbling around the house, looking for things to sell or to steal. I had to have my own room on lockdown because of my mom. She would come in the room and she would steal whatever she can just to get whatever she can from my auntie. That's how toxic it was in my family, where you can go right next door to your auntie in the same house and get it. Like, I didn't understand how we were going to learn from these people. You see what I'm saying? Like, how could they teach us life? But when you're a kid, you look up to this. So my mom, my sister, they were on drugs really heavy. Then we moved in. My aunt, Beverly, which was actually on drugs too. And she used to really help my mom and my auntie and my grandmother around the house. Like, take us to school, do office, school stuff with us because my mom was so messed up and sleep or just out doing Lord knows what. And couldn't go to school. She couldn't come to school. That's how bad she was doing drugs. So we had all these people in our house. My stepdad, it was like a whole family, like a whole tribe, a clan. We're in there, 3-bedroom, stacked up on each other. Now that I have a life, I'm 14, I have a life, I have a boyfriend. My sister has her boyfriend there. My mom has her boyfriend there. My little sister's dad is there. It's so much going on in that house. It's ridiculous. I really praise my grandmother because she wasn't our grandmother. She was our great grandmother. And she saw what we were going through as children. Like, she still was there every day, just paying the bills. She was doing her, like, I praise her. I miss her so much, but I learned a lot from her. Patience, kindness. Doesn't matter what people do in life. You know, drugs wreck people's life, but she kept going. So I got my strength from her.
Your mom was your main parent at that point, or?
My grandmother was our guardian. So she was probably our main parent, but my mom was there. She was in our life, but she wasn't parenting. She wasn't, you know, she was like more like my best friend than a mom.
Yeah, the drugs changed
Yeah.
the whole dynamic, don't they?
Yeah, where she couldn't even parent her own children. She'll help me with some homework, but then she'll get distracted and she'll leave it be. And then Beverly will have to step in and help me. That's how she stole clothes on Christmas from my little brother to go and get crack. Like, she used to steal from my grandmother's safe all the time. Like, they used to have fights in the house because my mom will steal. Brittany will steal. They don't care about anyone else. So me, I had to be the bigger sister. I had to take care of Yolanda. I did her hair. I made sure she went to school, everything. Joseph, same thing. Go to school, well, you know, go to practice. Me and my stepdad, Willie, we would help my grandma do things. I had to help my grandma pay rent before at 14, 15 years old, you know, just hustling, selling t-shirts or selling ecstasy pills because that's what life I knew. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could sell ecstasy or some weed to get some money. And that's what I did. I went there that far to get money. So when I got what I needed and I gave it to my grandmother. Whatever money came to me, I gave it to my grandmother to put on bills because I knew my mom was stealing. So I would just give my money to my grandmother. We would all get together, try to help her as much as we can. But my mom, with her drug habit, she goes to jail back and forth. You got Brittany in jail, you have my mom in jail. So my mom gets out one time. I'm going to tell you a story. My mom gets out and her boyfriend was messing with some lady in a wheelchair. And when my mom got out, her boyfriend came back to our house to live. The lady in the wheelchair did not like it. So she comes to our house and threatens to kill everybody in the house. Like really early in the morning. Like we had to call the cops on this lady. But the police never really came. They didn't do anything. She just rolled off. She told us she'll be back to kill all of us. So we didn't think, you know, being in a South Central LA and, you know, you think you're hard because you're a fighter and she thinks she's hard and it's just too much. She comes back. Okay, she's on her way back, first of all, because we're outside hanging out. And all we know is the guy that was on the phone with her or him, they were on the phone together. The lady in a wheelchair, I think Brittany said they were on the phone. He yelled out, said that someone needed help at the corner of our street. So we run down there and we try to help our friend that needs help. But come to find out, it was all a setup to meet the lady at the corner in a wheelchair. And she just like pulls out a knife and stabs my little sister, like right in front of me. My mom's there, she's screaming. But moral of the story is we lost our sister because my mom couldn't parent right. Like, I think like if my mom wasn't on drugs, my little sister would be here. If my mom wasn't being what they call a crackhead, my little sister would be here today. You know what I'm saying? Now that I have 8 kids, I have to be hard on her. I have to tell my mom, no, you can't come sometimes and see them. No, you cannot come over here because you start drama or you steal or And this is what we have to do. We have to come and visit her because we can't let her in the house. It's so bad. She tries and she tries and she tries, but it's like the devil is running after her ever since she was 16. And like, I just pray for her strength, I guess, because that's all you can do for people is pray and try to be there as much as you can. Like I said, my mom is my best friend. And I know she has it in her, but it's the surroundings. It's the people that are around her that don't want to help her. All they want to do is help her get high.
Yeah, on Skid Row.
So they can get high with her, you know, and it's not right. When you're downtown and they say you have all these resources, I think downtown needs a little more help. It's too bad down there. It's a virus. Like, you can get the drugs on any corner. You can get whatever you need anytime. I try to tell my mom to come to the house and take showers and eat and, you know, play with the kids outside, all that. But
And your sister, your little sister passed away.
Yeah, she passed away from a stabbing. That lady really stabbed my little sister in front of me and didn't even know who she was. She knew me. She knew I was Denise's daughter, but she didn't know who this little girl was, you know? And for her mom to have a knife on her too, they were actually coming back to our house to really harm us. Like, we didn't even think that was even possible. Like, you know how someone threatens you and don't keep their word? We thought it was like that. Like, okay, nothing's gonna happen. We're gonna go pick up our little ones from school and get on our, dinner night or whatever. No, it didn't go that way. Yolanda came home from school. We all sat outside and chilled. We were outside with a bunch of friends. It was something about that day because everybody that lived there that we knew was outside. So my mom's in the house and she's doing her thing or whatever. But when we got that phone call, it was like something else because Yolanda like jumped up like, no, that's my friend. So let's go down there and check on her. So I walked with her. I went with my little sister down to the corner. After that, we didn't see anyone but the lady in the wheelchair rolling herself with her mom actually pushing her. And then she had her cousin and her auntie with her. So we said, what did my little sister said? Someone called my mom. But when we turn around, my mom's right there, right behind us. Like, it was crazy because the lady just walked up and Yolanda was like, hello, Triana. Where is your daughter? Is everything okay? And she just stabbed my sister. I thought she punched her. Then when she came back and she had that knife in her hand and I saw blood in it, I was just like, she stabbed Yolanda. Like, is this really happening? Like, I had to hold my little sister.
Stabbed her where? In the body?
In the lung. In the lung. Well, your lung is on this side.
How old was your sister?
She was 16. 16 in his 10th grade, playing basketball on varsity. Straight A student. Everybody loved her. Everybody. She wasn't evil. She was very understanding. Very funny. She could dance, rap, try to sing. But that girl was everything to us. And after we lost her, my grandma fell ill on cancer, which she fought since 73. And the cancer this time spread it into her stomach and then to her brain. And she just slowly died a year after. Like, everything just fell down. I moved to Vegas with my boyfriend. We have 8 kids together. And all I do is just hope my mom can just love these kids like she tried to love us. She tried. I can really say she tried, but...
What did you learn from this whole lifestyle with your mom and your family?
I learned no matter what goes on, these people still, my mom still needs someone. My mom still needs someone to uplift her, to love her for who she is, not what she does. She is still a human being. Okay? Just because she chose the wrong road doesn't mean that I have to let her go. She's not dead. She's still here. She's a living human being. She has to eat, sleep, and shower just like everybody else on this earth. Just like if someone had an auntie down here on Skid Row or homeless in any other state, just be there for them. They need a warm blanket. They need a warm hug. Because they feel lost. We don't ever know what they're feeling. So don't judge them on what they do. Judge them on who they are. Everybody go through battles. Everybody. I'm going through battles. You know? And I don't put them on everybody. But everybody has a battle. We just can't leave them hanging like this.
And your life has been somewhat together. You're married. You have a kid. You have 8 kids.
I have 8 kids. And their dad is in their life. He is amazing because who else would stay around with so many kids nowadays, right? But he's great with them. I have a 16-year-old. He loves basketball. I have a 15-year-old. He loves basketball. They're both in high school and want to try out. So I'm rooting for them. My mom, I'm just glad she's still here to even see them grow up, to be wonderful, because that's what they're going to be at the end of the day.
And you're a great mom.
Thank you. I try to be. I really do.
Would you say you're who you are because of your family support, or despite
yes, for fighting, yes.
Despite everybody's.
Despite of everybody's ups and downs, just be who you are, be true, and life goes on. So
drugs have never been something you've dabbled in?
Never. I don't do drugs because I see how they have tore up my family. It tore my family up, you know, watching my sister die in my arms. Yeah, I smoked some weed after that, but I did not go and do any drugs because I seen how people just lose their whole soul and life over it, you know? Like, I couldn't even see myself stealing from anybody to get that. Like, so, I'm not that person. I just haven't went that way. Never have.
Teresa, thank you so much for coming in and
thank you for the
telling us
questions.
a little bit of your family's story, your story.
Thank you.
I wish you the best of luck with your kids.
Thank you so much.
And your mom.
Yes.
And your aunt.
Yes, her too. I split them all in there.
Yeah. All right, Teresa. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.